Hello, all, and welcome today. I'm Rachel Jones with The Bold Bee, a local sales consultant that helps streamline technology and increase revenue with sales reps. And I'm so excited today to have one of my very dear friends, Mavis Linneman Clark, and she is with the Delish Dish Catering and Events. Mavis, why don't you share a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I'm Mavis Linneman Clark. I own the Delish Dish, as well as Made by Mavis Artisan Jams and Kickstart Kitchen, which is an incubator kitchen. I am the executive chef and fearless leader of the Delish Dish, and we produce events anywhere from 12 to 500 guests. We cater about 500 events a year, ranging in those sizes, and we are a completely custom caterer. Offering vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options as needed. And we love to roll out the red carpet for our clients.
And last year, you were also voted in the top 3 for caterers in Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky, correct?
Yes, in City Beat magazine. And we're also so excited that we're now officially a certified women-owned business through WeBank ORV, which is the Ohio River Valley, as well as we have our DBE, which is called a Disadvantaged Business Enterprise through the Kentucky Department of Transportation.
That's fantastic. Now, you and I have known each other a long time, about 10 years. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for other folks to hear your story on why you started the Delish Dish, because we knew each other right around the same time that you'd have been running for a couple years at that point.
Yes. So I was a journalist in my previous life, and I was living in Chicago, and I fell in love with cooking, and I had a food blog at that time. So all my time that I wasn't working in journalism, I was making dishes and creating new recipes, canning jams and jellies, and people started asking me to host parties and cater for them. And so I decided to go to culinary school, and I went to Kendall College in Chicago. And I studied catering and personal chef. And I decided to move back home to Cincinnati and start the Delish Dish here where I grew up in my hometown. So we've come a long way. We've been in business for almost 13 years now. And I went from a one-woman show to now we have a full-service staff of 16 full-time and 35 part-time employees to help us make all the events happen.
That's amazing. And, it's so interesting because so many businesses, they don't really make it past the first year, much less 5 years. So 13 years in business is a huge accomplishment.
Thank you.
And so what are some of the challenges that as you started your business, I know that entrepreneurship is a interesting roller coaster of a journey.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of things did you face along the way to get to this point?
Sure. So when I first started, it was cooking out of my home, and I had coolers everywhere, and I was doing all my own dishes, and I was working full-time as a journalist. This was my side gig. And once I was cooking for like 75 people out of my house and food was overflowing, my husband's like, okay, we got to figure this out. So that's when I ended up realizing, okay, like I need to move to a commercial kitchen. I can't keep doing this out of my home. So for me, that was my first step towards becoming a real business, instead of a home-based business. And from there, then it was realizing, oh my gosh, I'm underwater. I'm working full time and I'm launching this business and I'm trying to cook and clean and do the deliveries. And so for me, the big milestone, as it is for many people, is when do I hire my first employee? And the answer is when you feel like you're drowning, it's time to hire an employee. And I tell people this all the time because it's one thing I see young businesses do all the time, which is they're just killing themselves when they should really just hire someone,
right,
so that they can move on. And then later on in my business was when I had to make the decision whether I was going to keep cooking or if I was going to be the face of the business. And that was a really big decision for me. And I ended up moving out of the kitchen and taking over and just running the sales, and obviously the CEO, the CFO, the CSO, all those administrative things. And people think I'm an octopus and I still cook, but I don't have that many hours. I can't do it all. So those are some of the major challenges that faced me along the way.
Well, I will say that I have been privileged enough to go to your house for dinner a couple times, and I will say you still are a very fantastic cook.
Yes, I still love cooking, and I cook dinner almost. I probably cook dinner 4 or 5 nights a week, and I still have people for dinner and
Yeah.
test recipes.
There you go. It's interesting because I actually had some really great advice from somebody this past week. They said, write down the 4 or 5 things that you need to accomplish in your business, and then write down everything else you did in your day, and then find somebody that can do the other tasks so you can get to those 5 ones that really move your business forward. I thought that was really fantastic advice.
That is. So many young business owners need to know that for sure.
Yeah. Now, I know that we have a big unveiling this week, so why don't you talk about that?
Yes, I'm so excited. I went through the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program earlier this year, a very intense business development program for entrepreneurs to help them develop a growth plan. And while I'm not going to announce my whole new product I'm doing, part of my business plan was to redo our website. And it's taken me about 9 months from initiation to launch to get this done. So I've spent a lot of time on this project this year. So I'm super excited to unveil this new website. It's kind of bring us into the 2020s and really showcase all of our products and our menus and our venues as well.
I got to be there behind the scenes when you were doing some photo shoots for the new website. And that was a really fun day to see all the different dishes coming out and all the staff working together. And like just even seeing food photography was just really interesting.
Yes. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, it's the first time I've ever hired a food photographer. And it was a wonderful experience. And we got to do a lifestyle photo shoot and a product photo shoot. And I'd always done it myself. I took food photography in culinary school, but again, can't do it all. So this is the time I really needed a professional food photographer to do the work for me. And you can really see how amazing Allison McAdams did with all of our food photography.
And we're going to have you back on for the unveiling of part 2 in a couple of months. So
yes, hopefully a month or 2. That's the dream. But we'll see.
So anybody that's listening, keep an eye out for another Mavis posting because that one's going to be a good one.
I will be.
Now, I know we're moving into the season where everybody's doing holiday parties, especially corporate holiday parties, where there is a lot of folks on LinkedIn thinking about what they're doing. I'm going to guess that there are some ways that your business stands out for these, and what are the ways that they can expect from the holiday parties when they come to the Delish Dish?
Sure. Yes, we do probably 100 holiday parties a season. We do both Thanksgiving and Christmas. We do have a lot of companies and businesses that bring in a lovely, Thanksgiving for their staff. And so we do a traditional Thanksgiving menu, but we also have clients who have a lot of dietary restrictions. So we can make your vegan mushroom gravy, and we can make some, dairy-free items as well so that everyone on your staff can enjoy something as well as vegan. And then for Christmas, we have some of our favorites, but we still do really custom menus for everyone. And while we try and showcase the holiday favorites, we always let our clients custom create their own menu to pick and choose their favorites that they think their staff's going to enjoy.
So outside of corporate, let's say that someone is not a very good cook and they're supposed to be in charge of Thanksgiving dinner or something for their family. Is it something they can personally reach out to you as well?
Oh, absolutely. We do have, and this year I'm excited to announce we have a full Thanksgiving to go menu. And the day before Thanksgiving, we offer takeout or delivery if you don't want to come pick it up until 1 p.m. that day. And we can do your whole Thanksgiving meal. We can do just your sides. We could do just your turkey, and everything is ready to be baked and has heating instructions. And we're doing that this year either by 12 or 24, and everything is pre-priced, so you'll know what you're getting into ahead of time. There's no custom quoting for that. It'll all be pre-priced, and you can kind of pick and choose whatever you need. And we're doing that for Thanksgiving as well as for Christmas and New Year's.
Okay. So if somebody volunteers to do the turkey and has no idea, and everybody knows that turkeys are going to get judged, at the they can
Yes,
bring yours and pretend that they were just that amazing of a cook.
absolutely. Our herb roasted turkey is one of my favorites, and you got to get our homemade gravy with it too.
Now, out of curiosity, can you share a memorable event that you've done over the years? I'm sure you've had a lot that stand out, but is there one in particular that you were just thought was super cool or just really fun to be a part of?
Yeah. So thinking about it, especially since it's almost Halloween, right? A couple years ago, we did an amazing Halloween party for the Ion Center, which is another Covington-based business, and it's an amazing business that helps women. Their party every year is a Halloween party, and we did not know like how much people were really going to just dive into this. So it was at the Newport Car Barn, and we had food for 350. We're like 350 people are going to come, and 350 people came, and they all came and showed up in like really elaborate costumes.
That's awesome.
And we had a blast. So I'm now we have a little better idea how many people will show up for that event.
Yeah. Now, does your staff also dress up to fit the theme or no?
We all had like little things, but we didn't know how crazy we should have gone. Like we really should have just come in costume, full costume. It was like a little name tag or something to tell people our names that we were staff.
There you go. That's awesome.
It was fun.
So kind of as we wrap up, I know there's going to be tips for people to have more seamless events.
Sure.
What would be something if you're planning, if you're the assistant that got handed or the office manager that got handed the holiday party responsibilities, what are the tips and tricks they should know when they're working with the caterer?
Sure. I think the number one thing that we run into this time of year is people calling too late.
Mm-hmm.
People really need to call early. Like we're already pretty close to blacking out for several of the weekends in December. So those are the ones everyone wants their Friday or Saturday, right? A lot of the corporate parties have your party on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Your availability will be our availability will be a lot more open.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a 350 person party, don't call me 2 weeks beforehand. It's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because I have to plan my staff, order
Right.
your items, get the food, make sure I have enough things enough of everything to accommodate you. And the other thing I would say is to get your budget in line ahead of time. That makes it so much easier for us to make the quote that's going to work for your budget.
Mm-hmm.
And also any dietary restrictions, getting those the day before makes it a lot harder for us to execute or maybe even be able to provide what you need for those folks who can't eat other items on the menu.
Mm-hmm. So let's say somebody has like a $5,000 budget for a couple hundred people.
Yeah.
I think realistic expectations are also important here because if they want a plated dinner that's going to be fully staffed, that's going to be more expensive than maybe a breakfast buffet, right?
Correct.
So also something that they should be aware of is just having some flexibility and being open to your staff having some creativity and throwing different ideas out that might fit their budget a little bit better.
Yeah, I would say like if you don't have a big budget, maybe we're doing light bites or maybe we're just doing a drop off instead of staffing it and you guys are going to clean up yourself. Breakfast is always a good thing. Even lunches, right? Like then you're not taking your staff's evening, right? You have a daytime event. Those are all ways to cut costs, or like I said, have a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even a Monday. Not my favorite day, but we can do Monday because we're just recovering from the weekend, but we can do it. But Saturdays are going to be the first day to go from our calendar for sure, and Fridays.
Okay, good to know. Well, Mavis, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited.
Thank you. This has been fun.
I would make sure that everybody tunes back in for the next time that she's here for the next big
Yes.
that is going to be even bigger than the website, but they should still check out the website.
Absolutely.
And I will.
She's a beauty.
Yeah, I will link it, and we can see your 9 months of work there. So
Yes, please do. Please check it out.
have a lovely day, all.
Thanks for watching.